What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel for another tactic video and a hot topic right now in world football following Manchester City's success in the Premier League this season without really having a recognised striker is a strikerless formation. And I was wondering if it could work in Football Manager. Obviously, we've seen people try strikerless formations before in things like the Showdown with Fox in the Box, but this is one that has been created by the infamous GYRFM. He has been lucky, well, I've been lucky enough for him to share it with me, and we've got some insane results to bring to you guys with this formation. So let's jump into the video, take a look at some of the achievements in some of the tests we've done, and take a look at the tactic. So then, guys, GYRFM has been gracious enough to share this tactic with me. He's run 3 tests on things. He's run a test with Manchester City, the sort of idea behind the strikerless concept. He's also done one with PSG, and he's also done one with Atletico Madrid. And he's also had very, very good results in all of them. So make sure, I'm going to leave links to GYRFM down below. Make sure you go and check him out. Follow him on Twitter, follow him on Twitch. He is fantastic, especially at creating these tactics for me. If you've not seen some he's done for me before, check out the Mike Bassett themed 4-4-2 that he's done for me previously. That has worked an absolute treat. But without any further ado, let's get into this tactic and show you guys how well it has done. So we're starting off with Manchester City. As I said, the team that sort of sparked the idea for this. They've managed to win the Premier League, as you kind of would expect, but it's the other stats for me that are very, very interesting. The fact that KDB is the top goal scorer with 30 goals, highest average rating, most assists. Kevin De Bruyne has contributed to 51 goals this season, which is just ridiculous. An absolutely fantastic return. Ruben Diaz with the highest pass completion from a centre back. Obviously, no surprise, KDB picking up the most man of the match awards. Cancelo with 16 yellows is interesting, but Ruben Diaz picking up 3 red cards as well is it's an interesting one for sure. So they finished top of the Premier League, as you kind of would expect. Liverpool, Arsenal somehow managing to make it inside the top 3. Chelsea having a stinker. Where are Chelsea? 12th. In terms of the competitions, though, they've also finished as runners-up in the FA Cup. Who did they lose that to? We will take a look and see. Lost that to Leicester, but they were in the final. Lost in the Carabao Cup semi-final to Liverpool. Won the Champions League pretty convincingly in the final, beating Bayern Munich 4-1 and obviously winning the Premier League. What I will say with this, guys, is Gareth has just gone in and simulated the whole season. He's basically just plugged the tactic in. He's not managed the team. So as you can see, this will obviously do better if you are in charge of the team. As you can see, there's 10 draws in the Premier League there. You could probably kind of overcome some of that by managing the games yourself. So you can see the pedigrees there. And let's take a look at some of these results to see who they've absolutely annihilated. Oh, they got Bristol City in the Carabao Cup, the team that I support, and absolutely annihilated them. Battered Chelsea 6-1 in the Premier League, fantastic result. De Bruyne, Foden, Sterling, Diaz, Mahrez. You can see obviously where this tactic is going. Nice victory against Manchester United. Draw with Liverpool 3-3 with 2 goals for Liverpool coming in the 91st and 92nd minute from Sadio Mane. This is kind of what I mean about if you're in charge of this tactic yourself, you can kind of game manage a little bit better. So for instance, there would be a better 2 points picked up there. What happened in this game against Tottenham? Ruben Diaz sent off. That kind of cost them in that one. 1-1 draw against Sevilla. We'll take a look at some of these other draws further down the season. And as I can say, I think if you're in charge of the team yourself, I think you'll be fine. So we move forward. Very, very nice month of December, smashing it through there, losing 2-0 to Liverpool, again with a Ruben Diaz sending off after 8 minutes at Anfield. Maybe something to worry about. 2-2 draw with Everton, again, something you could kind of probably manage a little bit better if you were in charge. 5-1 against Leicester, some key results there. Nice result against Spurs, drawing 1-1 with Chelsea. Goals either side, Mason Mount, Kevin De Bruyne, 2 of the best Premier League central midfielders, you would say. 1-1 against United away at Old Trafford, not a bad result, having beaten them earlier on in the season. Another loss to Liverpool in the Premier League, Diogo Jota in a late one, interesting. Losing to Atletico Madrid in the Champions League knockout stages, but powering forward. Interestingly enough, there's some games here where the team isn't scoring, which is interesting because it's actually quite a high scoring tactic, really. Drawing with Atalanta in the Champions League quarterfinals, so they got further than Atletico Madrid. Ouch. Moving pretty nicely throughout the season, as you can see, some massive results here. Beating Juventus 4-0 in the Champions League semi-final is a real statement of intent in the home game. De Bruyne with 2, Zinchenko with 1, and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙕 with a penalty. Losing the game away, but still scoring the away goal, so managing to get through. Again, 2 late goals there from CR7, making the scoreline a little bit more lopsided than one of the others. As you can see, losing to Leicester in the FA Cup final, that will be a disappointing result, but finishing strong towards the end of the season, 5-1, 4-1, and then ultimately 4-1 in the Champions League final, beating Bayern Munich, KDB, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙕, Phil Foden, and Ferran Torres. As you can see, it's done pretty well with Man City, but we didn't just stop the test there. We tried it with a couple of others. I'll be back in a sec with this PSG test. So we're back with PSG, and as you can see, they have absolutely cakewalked the league. 112 points and a plus 119 goal difference. If we open up the league table, come on, let's open up the league table. As you can see, 37 wins, just the 1 draw coming away at Lyon, who are the team who came second. No losses in the season, unbeaten season with PSG. As I said, 112 points, 133 goals scored and 14 against. I actually think this is quite a good tactic for PSG. You'll see why in a minute with the players that they occupy, because Neymar and Mbappe can kind of facilitate other roles. They don't necessarily have to be the main focal man, like certain teams. For instance, if you look at someone like Bayern, they will be focused around getting the ball to Lewandowski in the penalty area, whereas Man City as well, you know, the likes of KDB, Sterling as shadow strikers, I think they work quite nicely. In terms of the competitions though, pretty good all round for PSG. Knocked out in the semi-finals of the Champions League by Barcelona. As I said, no slight on that, really losing to Barcelona. I'm sure Messi did a madness. Winning a domestic treble though, winning the league, French Cup, Trophy des Champions. Doing very well there. In terms of the Champions League, Barcelona versus Liverpool in the final. How many times have you guys seen that in FM this year? I know I've seen it a lot. We will take a look at some of the results where they've kind of faltered. They had Barcelona in their Champions League group as well. Lost both games to Barca. Griezmann with 1 and a little bit of a hiding at the Camp Nou. But domestically, absolutely walking it, guys. As you can see, green all over the place. Again, Juventus getting another hiding in the first round. Unbelievable stuff in this simulation. Obviously, they're different saves. That's why Juventus are coming up against both the teams here. Yeah, apparently this is one that Juventus really do not like. Moving their way forward, as I said, some very impressive results here. Beating Atletico Madrid 3-0, 7-0 against Lens, 6-0 against Lille, 6-0 against Rennes. Beating Barcelona in the first leg. They beat them 2-1 at the Parc de France, and then they went away and unfortunately lost on away goals in the semi-final. Otherwise, they would have found themselves into the Champions League final as well. The 1 draw in the league coming against Lyon, Neymar saving them in the 88th minute. As you can see, this tactic does do pretty well. Let's go and take a look how it did in Spain with Atletico Madrid. So we are over in Spain and we are with Atletico Madrid, and for me this is the most impressive of the 3. You kind of expect PSG to win the league, you kind of expect Man City to be up there and competing, and whilst Atletico are doing that in terms of what is actually happening in real life football in Spain, in my opinion, in Football Manager, Real Madrid and Barcelona are definitely a tier above that. So the results that they've actually got with Atletico is absolutely sensational. As you can see, there's an A+ manager rating. And remember, guys, this is just a season simulated in one sitting. So, won the league by a considerable margin, 12 points over Real Madrid. If we go into the actually no, first of all, let's go into the competitions. This is why I think it's so impressive. They've won the Spanish league, they've won La Liga, they've won the Champions League in extra time, again beating Juventus, poor Juventus, and they've also won the Spanish Cup as well. So you can see an absolute unbelievable treble for Atletico Madrid, something that even Diego Simeone has not been able to deliver as of yet. A little bit ropey at the start of the season, but we'll take a look at some of these results and figure out why that is. But it looks like once the tactic has been fully trained, it looks like it has been very, very successful over in Spain. So let's have a look at their schedule, see how they got on. As I said, a little bit ropey at the start. Draws with Valladolid and draws with Sevilla. Again, late goal there. Luke de Jong scoring 2 minutes after João Felix. maybe. Lost to Liverpool in the Champions League group stage, but then after the draw against 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, draw against Liverpool here, it looks like the tide has really turned. Look at this run from Real Sociedad all the way down to Valencia. Look at that consecutive run of victories. Unbelievable stuff. Moving further down, 0-0 draw against Real Madrid, you kind of expect. 0-0 draw against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool on their run in the Champions League, guys. Knocked Liverpool out, knocked Real Madrid out the Spanish Cup. They've not had an easy run of it, that is for damn sure. In the Spanish Cup final, they beat Villarreal. Moving forward in the Champions League, Ajax in the semi-final, and then absolutely then beating Juventus 2-1. Late goals aplenty. Dybala probably thinking he's won it here for Juventus, but Thomas Lemar says no thank you. Goal 3 minutes after, and then a goal in extra time as well to seal that historic treble. Look at this last month as well. 4-0, 4-0, 1-0, 4-0, 0-0, 3-0. Just absolutely just pasting teams and not really conceding any either. But this is where we get into it, guys. This is where we go and break down the tactic. So this is the tactic. What I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to leave some link in the description for you guys to go and download the tactic yourself. But whilst you are down there, make sure you head over, as I said at the start of the video, give Gareth a follow. Give him a follow on Twitch as well. He's streaming on Twitch now. Make sure you do that. He's a great guy. Comes up with fantastic content just like this. You really need to go and check him out. Whilst I said there's going to be a download link, I am going to run through it for you guys on Xbox or on mobile so that you guys can use it as well. But this is effectively the tactic. We'll get to the tactical style in a second. We will start off with the individual instructions. So we've got sweeper keeper, on defend, in goal. And then moving forward after this and the two centre-backs, I would never think of putting these roles and players and stuff together. So I think Gareth's done a fantastic job. On the right-hand side, you have an inverted wing-back on the support. As you can see, the bottom four of these instructions are the ones that come with the role. The ones at the top, the ones with the cog or the little red circle, are the ones that have been added by Gareth, so you will need to do those yourself. And they are take more risks, shoot less often, and get further forward. So you need to go on to the edit, click on get further forward, etc. And shoot less often, etc. You will be able to go in and do this all yourself. I think that is the same. It is the same for both right and left back. So they're both inverted wing backs on support, both with the same individual instructions. In terms of the centre backs, they are both central defenders on defend with the same instructions. They just as they come. Then you have a deep lying playmaker on support. Again, no additional instructions on these guys. Then we'll move forward. There's an advanced playmaker on attack. As you can see, comes with shoot less often, dribble more, and take more risks, but it's also got the get further forward instruction on that player. On the right hand side, inverted winger on attack with cross more often and stay wider. This is where you're going to get the width, because obviously these inverted wing backs are going to sort of jump in here and sit here. So I imagine, even though it's an inverted winger on stay wide, that's going to be interesting. I've not noticed that before. And that's the same for the left-hand side. Midfielder left, inverted winger on attack. We've already covered the advanced playmaker. Then there's two shadow strikers. We all know how good a shadow striker can be this year in FM. That's why there's two of them, but there's no main focal point up top. So we've got the two shadow strikers on attack, neither coming with additional instructions. They've all got stuff that's part of their role. So dribble more, take more risk, get further forward, and move into channels. If at any point you need to take a note of these guys, make sure you pause the video, make sure you get everything right so this tactic works as good as it humanly can for you. In terms of the tactical style though, it is a custom variant of a gegenpress with a positive mentality. In possession, this is what we're doing: fairly wide attacking width, passing into space, playing out of defense, focusing play through the middle, standard passing directness, extremely high tempo, low crosses, running at defense, and being more expressive. In terms of in transition, this is a gegenpress, so you just counter press and counter when you've won possession. Nothing to be done on the right hand side in terms of goalkeeper possession. And out of possession for your team, you will be having a much higher line of engagement, as is the way with the gegenpress, a higher defensive line, standard defensive width. You'll be pressing extremely urgently and preventing goalkeeper distribution, and the tackling will be on get stuck in, which I think is why Ruben Diaz maybe picked up 3 red cards. But there we go. So then guys, that is the tactic. It has been fantastic. Please do let me know down in the comments if you are going to use this in one of your saves. Obviously, following the success of Manchester City winning the Premier League without actually having a recognised striker. I think this is the perfect time to bring this tactic. And as I said, don't forget to go down into the description, find Gareth's links, GYRFM, go and check him out on Twitter and Twitch, give him a follow on both. You will not regret it. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed this little tactical video, don't forget to drop a like on it down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here for daily Football Manager content. I'll be back at 5 PM tomorrow with another episode of my Pentagon Challenge. Hopefully, I'll catch you guys there.